the installer, and make sure you install the VMware 15.0.4. It shouldn't be more than 15.1, or else you will get an error while installing it. Just head on to next, accept next. You can do that, but next, install the software now. It will take some time. Also, you will be needing an unlocker for Macos X. Finish. Now head on to Win install. I provide the link in the description, and it has admin. It will take some time to download some files. Press Y and enter. What we'll do is basically enable the option of Macos X on VMware, which isn't already enabled after this version. It does some stuff like add fusion to the VMware. It will take some time, 2 to 3 minutes. Also, you'll be needing an iOS file of the macOS you need to install, which I've already downloaded, and you can get it from the link. I will be installing Mojave 14.0, 10.14.6. 15.1 wasn't available to install using this one, so I'm going with 14.6, and then we'll be upgrading it using the App Store, built-in App Store. Let this finish. And also you will be needing to tweak update, and you will be needing to add these commands to the VMX files uncreated. I'll show you how to do that. Also make sure that you turn off Hyper-V and some of the features that are available that will stop you from running VM, giving you error. See, in my case the Hyper-Vision is here. Hyper-Vision. For some of you there will be Hyper-V. I don't know what's the difference. And you also need to turn off Windows Sandbox. Also subsystem for Linux. These three needs to be disabled. And if you have device guard or something like that showing up, or any guard, you need to disable that and restart your PC. Only then will you be able to run VMware. I mean Mac on VMware. It's almost over. Just a minute left. Also, if you face any error, I will link up another video which shows how to disable the Hyper-V inside using the group edit policy in Windows Pro, and using registry edit in Windows Home. You need to run a few more commands using cmd. That is an optional only if you get an error when you try to run the VMware. Try to run the OS on the VMware. real case scenario. So that's why I'll be linking just a video of it. It's almost over. It's done. Now we need to head over to the VMware. I already have a few, so let me go on and remove them first. We'll be starting from scratch. So head on to home, create new, and you can use custom. Make sure to use temp.x or else it may give an error. These are the optimal settings that I'm telling you. Yes, just Mac OS, name of the virtual machine. I'm using 4 and now I'm using 2 and 3. That's the best combo because I'm running Ryzen 7 8 core, so that's not a problem for me. And I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, so I'm giving 4 to the OS, virtual OS. For now I will be not using the built-in Wi-Fi because it boots from the Wi-Fi EFI. You have to disable that, so you can, but you can connect later. That's not an issue. Create a new drive, set the size, split, next, next and finish. Now edit. If you have a dedicated GPU, you should enable accelerate 3D graphics. That is just a personal preference. If you don't want to, you'll get optimal output of that if you use 3D acceleration in your OS. For sound card, for USB, show all input. Now you need to browse the ISO file that you have downloaded. I'm going to use my Hive. Make sure everything is okay. And here is Apple OS, Mac OS 10.14. But we might need to change this. It depends. So when I turn this on, don't turn on. It will say CPU disabled. Look, the CPU has been disabled on the guest operating system. So this is because of the fact that Mac OS cannot run on AMD machines by default. So what we need to do is mask our CPU. So head over. If you don't know how to do that, just open the VMware and right click on the OS, VM, and open VM directory. So we'll get the browser window open. Make sure you close the VMware software, then head on to the VMX file and go to the edit with notepad. You can choose any edit with notepad plus or anything like that and add these lines. What this basically does is mask your CPU into and then the OS believes that you are running a Intel machine, so it doesn't give an error. Then head over to VMware, Mac OS, and power on this machine. Now this will run. Yeah, this is running. If you face any error, all you need to do, if you are stuck on the Apple logo, all you need to do is head over to the machine and go to head over to, I'm showing you with a new one. Typical. What you basically need to do, we remove this, edit virtual machine, and then in options use Microsoft Windows 10. OK for the setup part. And once the setup is complete, you have downloaded and this is installed, head over back to this options menu and then use Mac OS. That's all. That's the tweak. Now open VM and then remove might take some time depending on the specification you gave it. I have enabled. Okay, it has started. Now head on to next. It's English or whatever language you want. This is free stretch, so I can also enable full screen. You need to first format your drive, so go to disk utility, continue, and then the VMware drive, erase. I would say use APFS, that's the latest version. Name your drive something like Mac OS or something that you want. Erase, it will take 5 to 10 seconds. After it's done, close this and head over to install Mac OS. Continue, double click to install Mac OS, then continue, agree, the drive, install. If you don't do the disk utility part, then the drive won't show up. You need to close the setup and do the disk utility first and format the drive first. This will take some time. So it's SSD, so it's doing fast, and it's showing about 3 minutes, and after that about 5 minutes to load up. You can exit full screen from here if you want to. And you can level the internet after you have installed the OS in it. I prefer that to be a better option, because sometimes you get a loop on the boot screen showing EFI booting from network drive, which it tries to boot from the network. Since it is a LAN, you don't get a Wi-Fi. I'm using Wi-Fi on my host, but on the guest it will be served as Ethernet. So that's the issue it faces sometimes. You can give it a try with 15.x or something higher, but the optimal setting is 10.x. It will surely run in 10.x. I tried 15.x, but it didn't work for me. You can give it a try. And also make sure to install tools, because sometimes some hardware doesn't work in it. The trackpad is working just fine. It will take another 2 minutes. So just wait. It will restart by itself. Now it will take some time. will take about 5 to 8 minutes depending on the hardware specification you gave the guest OS. It shows 13 minutes. It will done in less than that. Meanwhile, I can show you if you face the error while turning on the machine. The thing I was telling about the registry edit. So head on to registry editor, run as admin if it already isn't, and go to local machine and then system control set, then control current control set control, and then first you need to head over to device card, and there won't be this field, so you need to click on new, add keyword 32-bit and name it enable virtualization based security and give it the value 0, just like this. Default is 0, but make sure you give it 0. So I'm gonna delete this, and also you need to head over to the LSA and you need to just a second. LSA, you have to add the field LSA CFG flags. Just right click new keyword 32-bit and name it LSA CFG flags. Make sure you see the capital case, it is case sensitive, so make sure you see the capitals and do accordingly. I'm gonna delete this and set this value to 0, and then you need to run 3 to 4 commands that are linking. These are basically to disable Hyper-V, kind of forcing it to disable Hyper-V using the build menu. Anyway, it shows 10 minutes. We can wait until that. This is the first time that it takes 10 to 15 minutes. Otherwise it will boot quite fast. Even faster if you have an SSD and give it more specification, hardware specs. See, I'm currently having 8 gigabytes of RAM and it is using roughly about 2-3 gigabytes of it. Let's see, this won't show. Windows 10 is pretty dumb, I guess. You have to source open source mode, only then you can see. Okay, so it is using 3.5 gigabytes of RAM about. So if you have more RAM, you can allocate it more RAM to run even faster. And if you are using Windows 7, it will be even faster because around 2 to 2.5 gigabytes of RAM is used by the OS itself, Windows 10. And if you disable Windows Update, open services and head on to Windows Update and disable it. It will free up about 300 to 800 MB of RAM. I don't need it, so I haven't disabled it yet, but yeah, that's something you can do. Lower specs, so they added in fast. Also, you can see that in the source monitor. You can search for SVH host. These are the things that are related to the update. The local one isn't. The rest are. So if you disable that, it will basically free up this space. And currently it's not taking much, but once it searches for update or applies them, it takes a lot. So make sure you do that if you need more RAM. Also, you can increase the paging of the RAM. Just head on to system, then head on to second product, advanced system setting, head on to settings, and then this might also be a better performance if you want, but just leave it like it is and go on to advanced and then change virtual memory. Change in this, set it to something you're good with. I should do 10 to 20 GB of RAM in virtual RAM. Press OK, apply, and then you need to restart the computer once. And what it does is create a paging.sys file on the drive, which it uses as a virtual RAM or swap memory. Those who are familiar with Linux know what swap memory is. Should take some more time. You have to wait until then. And if you have a dedicated GPU for your system, you have problem running that, then what you can do is head on to settings. This is for Windows 10 only, and under you can just select graphic settings and then browse the app VMware, and then choose options and use the power saving, which is the interior graphics. Also, you can go into settings and then graphic settings. It's basically the same. Also, you can choose this for those who don't have Windows 10. You can do this using control panel, NVIDIA control panel. If you have NVIDIA graphic card, GPU dedicated graphic, onto programs and then choose the program. Say for example, it's currently running, so it's not showing up, but you get the point. Use integrated graphics or high performance NVIDIA graphics or auto select, and then apply. Once you change that, there will be apply or cancel. They always restore default option, so if you mess up anything, you can restore the default thing. Okay, it's showing up 3 minutes, not a long time now.
Don't tell me that I need saving. Finally awake and living. Yeah, yeah. The pressure inside was building. I felt under attack, and now my mind's attacked, and I've chosen my path. I've chosen my path. Oh, what's this? I finally read this helplessness. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around. And oh, and dear God, save my soul 'cause it is blood. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around.
Just about a minute remaining. Just restart. next, choose a keyboard, and then I don't have internet for now. Continue, continue, do not transfer. Scroll down, agree, agree, then type in the name. Type in your password, then continue. It will create an account for you. This will take a minute. And then you can select customize setting, enable location, do not send these to Apple. Then I prefer dark theme. Continue. Then that's it. Next, I would recommend you to install tools from here. Okay. Cancel. Just go to VM removable. Disconnect. You need to eject and then VM. Install VM tools. Install VM tools. Continue. Install. Continue install. This will ask you for password. Install. Open security settings. This should open up by itself. Just click the lock icon. Type in your password. Unlock and then allow this. That's all. It's saying registering. You can enable full screen. I'll show in a minute to scale this as well. Just head on to and then you need to type in this command sudo library application support / VMware tools VMware resolution set, and then type in your resolution. You can check it in your host through your use host settings. In Windows 10 you can just head over to, I can show you in a second. Just head over to settings, just type in resolution. Here it is. This is the resolution. Scaling, this is the scaling, but this is only in Windows 10. Okay, this is finished. We need to restart this first. We can choose this. We need to first restart this. We'll have to enter it again. Just restart it. So what we can do is power off and then enable add and then add network card, network adapter, finish, and give the host IP address. Brished create some problems sometimes, and host only, that's irrelevant to me. I will have working internet connection on my Mac as well. Also, if you get stuck your cursor in the guest OS, all you can do is Control Alt in VMware, Control G in VirtualBox. Also, you can disconnect this. This is taking some time because we have installed the VMware tools in it. Otherwise, it won't take this long. And you can just suspend it right from here. Suspend option. And then the state of the VMware will be saved. Look, it automatically detected the display. You didn't have to do anything. If the problem arises, you can just go on to the terminal and type the command. And we have this with us. Feedback, we don't want to keep feedback. Go to App Store, then continue. You can get this. See, this won't show if the internet wasn't working. You can set automatic updates, advanced, and then click on. This is fine and do the necessary. Otherwise, everything is quite fine. So the trackpad won't get the gestures as wanted. It's not available. Checking for update. Yeah, Big Sur. Oh, this is a beta version. So we can do that as well, or if you want to. Details. Restore default. That's it for the video. You can choose to upgrade it, or Mojave is also fine. You can see here the Catalina version. To control computer, open setting, and just download it. It will take some time depending on your internet connection. Mine says 40 minutes for 8.25 GB. about this Mac, you can see 4 gigs of RAM and 128 memory, display memory, and display 1920 by 1080. 29 GB of storage, memory support, display. Another system report as well, detailed analysis of everything. And you can enjoy the Mac on your PC. This for AMD Ryzen. And also I will say that the temperature doesn't go a lot high, it's just the RAM that is used a lot. So if you have 16 gigs of RAM, there won't be any problem. Just specify 8 to it. See the temperatures, they are about 74, 73, and that's just normal for, I have a gaming laptop, that's just normal, nothing too much. Also I have undervolted my CPU using the Ryzen controller, so the temperature won't go up to about 80 degrees Celsius. See this, 80 degrees Celsius, that's the highest. So I'm also recording this at the same time I have a Chrome window open, so that's not an issue. So that's it for this video. You can download it and then